beats rhymes and plus reality, yeah, strictly under, never gonna be on the radio.
Beats rhymes and plus reality, the world is after me, looking to shine beside my cavalry amongst all that bullshit emphatically. In a world where artists create for salary, I seek to overthrow radically mediocre mainstream mass that be pulled over the eyes of Miss Hip-Hop. What does it have to be? I won't turn a cheek, instead I fight back automatically. No computer's capable of calculating cures to the comical, the kind of casualties come after me. If you dare to test your luck, then by the sudden force of thunder you get struck. My lyric surgery, then they rush. A pack of wild dogs in the rough. You're steady trying too much, but don't even have enough to touch a bluff of the underground stuff that Parker spits up. You never seen the likes of any such MCs looking to decapitate the professors of the tough. Beats, rhymes, and plus reality. Surrounded by many weak eyes, the level of arachnophobia lets me see lies and be prized. The number one fear on earth in a poll given by weak minds. Try and see my skill on the microphone and be fried. You get 3 tries, stand tall but only knee high. You fucks with me, try and be tied to platinum records on your ankles, tossed off by the seaside. It's Ollie Smith and Mr. Parker. We're showing you the path, the musician and the prophet, not to mention the math. So don't call yourself an artist if your soul gets cash. For dollar signs are adding up for you to walk right past your last chance at the future, cause it starts in the past. If you're hearing what I'm saying and feeling what I'm speaking, or think about it for a second and forget by next weekend. You can listen to me close and feel me as I reach in. I'll touch your mind and body at once, you're left tweaking. With what? Beats, rhymes, and plus reality.
All right. Well, the men's slalom skiers are going to get after it here. We see Marcus Brown getting ready.
Marcus Brown, interesting how he got in, huh? Yeah. He's starting at 32 off. Marcus Brown, there was a little bit of a timing malfunction, or there was some sort of a malfunction in this preliminary round, and he got a re-ride and knocked out his training partner to get through.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, he was out. Terry Winter looked like he was in, and kind of a done deal. And then a couple minutes later, when the boat came back, Chris Eller was driving. He let us know that there was a malfunction and Marcus was going to have to go out again. But he stepped up and ran 39 too.
Right. There's that slow water pull out there.
32 off, Marcus Brown.
Looking like he's getting nicely settled in on it, 4 buoys. Now, your call on the pullout is you think he's going to sit back and then he's not taking the whip.
Yeah. I think that's what I reckon Marcus's go is going to be. But we're just going to watch his replay here. And while that's going, Mike, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go down. I'm going to get a closer view so I can really cheer on these boys. And Coxie is going to come in here.
Wade Cox.
Going to sit with you, and I'm going to go for a better view. So good luck, Timo, all the boys, and we'll get with you later.
Good. Thanks a lot, Trent. That was awesome. Well, we just got a question from Carlos in Houston, and he wants to know what happened to Wade Cox. And here's what happened to him. He's sitting down.
Wait, you said you were going to come talk to me. What are you doing? You can't talk to Mike. You said you were coming to talk to me.
Yeah, sorry, dear. I'd really rather be hanging out with you, but I want to hang out with my buddy Mike here. This is good stuff.
Well, where you been, Wade? Carlos is asking. We missed you in Austria.
Yeah, I've had a really bad hip and groin injury, and it's sort of a lingering injury that a lingering deal I can't get rid of, and so I just decided at one point, hey, I'm going to call it for the rest of the year and try to get healed up and see how that goes.
Things were starting out good. I mean, you were skiing really well, so it's got to be a real bummer when things start, your hip starts going. Here comes Marcus. We were talking about this that whip and the slow water and stuff like that, and Trent was talking about how he would just stay behind the boat and pull out.
Well, it looks like Marcus is going to finish his 35 off up, no problem. But that end, that he started from there is a really tough end. It's really super short. You're running on the rocks, and you're really, you're second guessing when you should go out. We normally have a much straighter setup, but there you saw him get a huge turning off the gate, and he's famous for that. The guy's a great skier, though. He stays over skis so well, eh, Mike?
Right, and I heard you doing the webcast from the qualifying rounds. What actually was it that happened that he knocked out his training partner?
Yeah, actually there was a technical deal. I thought it was all sewn up. I thought Terry was in, and then I left the webcast booth, and next thing I know Marcus was back out on the water. So, it was kind of too bad because him and Terry are best buddies. And
so the bubble was 5.5. Marcus went out, blew out on 3-ball, and then he came back out, ran his 39, and got through.
Yeah, I know they were having some real issues with the weeds. Same as it's here, it's a little shallow Florida lake. There's lots of growth coming up, so there's lots of stuff getting on the prop and on the timing mechanism. So there's some unfortunate stuff that are technical difficulties that we can't really predict.
Tell me about how cool it is when you drive into Disney and you see this whole thing going on.
Well, first of all, we're going to get Marcus is coming here 38 off.
And that slow water pullout he did, and he's hooking it up. He's not fooling around.
Well, you can really see out there he's moving around all over the ski. He's going to finish up this 38 off. That's a huge deal. The nice thing about the 4-buoy deal is, you got a little strategy involved. You don't have to do the full 6. So on a lake like this, it's really rolling, and when the water's moving all around, you can go on a cruise control and go, like there he kind of stood the tip on me. He's like, I don't want to blow this. All I've got to do is get 3 and 4. It's not like he just got to get all 6. So a little different strategy here.
So, what's your call? I mean, you're running a 2-handed gate. He's running a 1-handed gate. Are you gonna? I mean, obviously you have to commit to get free. You want to get up on the boat. Is it something? Would you take the whip down at that end?
Well, Mike, I skied in the final here last year under the lights, and I'd really like to be out there again to really figure it out because I didn't really figure it out. And I think last year Chris Parrish was the only one that did. He ran 39 and got into 41, and Marcus is going to come in here at 39, and this is a really tough setup. And hey, this is the make or break deal right here. If he runs this, all of a sudden, hey, he's a podium. But
and he knows that last year CP ran it. So with Parrish running it last year, he knows you got to get past 3 if you're going to get on that podium. So that's running in the back of his head. He jumped all over that turn in on his gate. So it's going to be interesting to see what he's got going on here. Here you go. Watch this. Stayed behind the boat and set up. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's in a little trouble here. He's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you can see really a lot of rough water there. Can he get back in? Oh, no, he took a dive there. He got 2.5. We'll see. I think that's been about second place the last 2 years.
Watch his ski jumping.
Yeah, I think he got a pretty good start here, Mike. But you can see he came off the back of 2, and he got into a lot of rough water. Yeah, you can see he get really back in the ski, and for there he's really in trouble.
Oh, it looked like he went over it. That's going to be an interesting call. That's actually going to be a big call. That half a buoy is going to make a huge difference to get on this podium. Well, we've got Will down there with Chris Rossi. Will, what do you got going on down there? I see you down there with Chris Rossi.
I've been joined by Chris Rossi. And now Chris actually was competing in the qualifiers at Swiss Ski School. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. However, he's actually here to talk through another project outside of his skiing. Chris, what's going on?
Well, we're working on, we just finished up our first feature DVD for slalom skiing. It's called Slash. You can visit us at the web on www.slash.slalom.com. and we just did we wanted to come out and show the world about slalom skiing, and so we featured 11 of the top slalom skiers in the world, and went out and made a video.
No, I was actually talking to you before, Chris, and there's no competitions in here. There's no footage of competitions. This is purely skiers out there doing their thing, and some good footage, presumably.
It's we just said, hey, we want to show the world what we do. We put ourselves in our environment, not in a competition environment, and put no set parameters on it, and said, hey, go do what you do, show the world your stuff. So we had a great time.
Excellent. And you were on the DVD yourself, Chris?
Got to get yourself in there a little bit, but I'm on there. Jamie Beauchamp, Marcus Brown, Thomas Moore, a whole bunch of other, Andy Mapple, Wade Cox. We got a whole star field of athletes, so we're just having a great time. And come visit us /slalom.com.
Absolutely, and I believe I'm on from Marscroft there. Just come over. You've got to do an autograph session because, in fact, you are one of the star skiers for the Radar team, are you not?
Well, that's what I do. So we got a Radar photo shoot or a Radar autograph session coming up here, and hopefully we'll get a bunch of posters out and make people happy.
Well, thank you. Better go be famous then, Chris. Thanks for coming and talking to me. I'm humbled.
It's a tough life, but somebody's got to do it. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Well, that's an official score of 2 buoys, Wade. That quarter and a half would have been a real handy to have going into this next couple of skiers.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. Certainly for a first guy off the dock, 2:39 is a big score. 2.5 or 3 would have been a lot bigger, but right now we got Thomas Moore in the water. He's going to be coming back in at 35 off. We call him Timo. And, man, this guy is on fire. He's young. He's ripped. He's kind of got the Roger Federer thing going on. He's got the good backhand and the good forehand. And he's a real pleasure to watch.
And here's what we were talking about earlier about with Trent. We're talking about lefties and talking about one-handed gate lefties with a 4-buoy course, the advantage that these guys are going to have.
Well, what we're looking at is heel side and toe side if you talk about surfing or snowboarding. And then we just talked about tennis. It's, forehand or backhand. And the lefty here, he's got 2 heel side turns. Once he's out of one like this, he knows all he's got to do is get a little tip down at 2, and he knows he's going to be able to rip off a backside 3-ball. So the lefties, I always competed against Mike Shaylander and Brett Thurley. These guys were fabulous lefties back in the 80s and 90s. And then they were tough to beat on 4-buoy courses. They really were.
So, but here's another thing that gets thrown into the mix. Yeah, they got their 1 and they got, their 3-ball, but the righties pull out, especially with slow water on one side and a whip on the other side. So, they've got some, is it clearly advantage to a lefty? I don't know.
Well, it's always really hard to say, Mike. Between Andy Mapple, myself, Jeff Rogers, Mike Shaylander, you name off righties, lefties, Jamie Beauchamp now, Chris Parrish, they're the best lefties, and then, you got Will Asher, who's the best righty, so it's really hard to say.
Well, we've got Troy in Scotts Valley, California, asking us about men's jump, but let's watch Timo's setup here.
That looks really good.
Attaboy, Timo.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to clean this up. It's really rough right there.
Timo.
From the backside of 3 over to 4, he's pretty fired up about that. Yeah, it's pretty tough. That setup there as well.
And that's with a good start.
Right, yeah, you see he's going to rip off the back of 1 here. And you notice, once again, he gets a little bit of tip here, which he does. And now he's got to just take it easy at 3 because it's rough, 3 to 4.
And Timo had a good qualifying round at the World Championships, where he ran 2. What did he run? He ran 2. I forget exactly what he ran, but he made the top 8 finals.
Yeah, I've been waiting, Mike, for the last 2 years. I've seen this guy ski quite a bit. I've seen the way he rides his ski. I mentioned Roger Federer being a tennis player. Timo's really, really, really outstanding on both sides of the course. And most guys have, one side that's really, really good and the other side that's average. And as fit as he is and as hungry he is, I think this is 3rd final of the year. I mean, hey, who knows? Sky's the limit for this kid.
Okay, rookie, first U.S. Open, starting to make a name for himself.
Yeah, they say we got 39 right here. So
He knows the industry's at the party and drinking beers and watching.
Yeah, and people are screaming at him right here in the corner. This is really cool, you know.
And he's got the mohawk.
Yeah, look at that right here. He's right in front of all the people.
Should he pull up on 2? Or should he?
No, I think he'll go for it. If he gets off 2, I think he'll go for it. Nice.
Oh, he's pulling up.
He just didn't get quite enough off of 1. I really thought he was in there. I knew if he got off 2 that he's young, he was going to give it a go. But, you know, hey, he's still tied for the lead, though. Exactly.
That's a big score. I mean, your first U.S. Open, there's 6 guys in there. You're second off the dock. And he goes out there and matches MB. He's going to be happy with that.
Yeah, you know, exactly.
Sporting that radar slalom ski.
Yeah, that's a good deal for
You got
Timo.
that Monza in the, down there. And that's another good thing. Will Asher, he is happy right now. He's really happy with his ski. And when Will's happy with his ski, he can run some big buoys.
Yeah, you know him very well as I do. And, yeah, the guy is very dangerous, you know. Hey, I think we're going to take a break here,
Will's
Mike.
got the boss down there. We got to go over to Will.
I do have the boss down here. Boss John, CEO of Mastercraft.
Yeah.
How are you, John?
I'm great, Will. Hey, what an exciting night, man. Beautiful weather out there, great skiing, big crowd. That's what it's all about.
We're lucky, I think, because, the last few evenings we've had a lot of rain. It stayed perfect this evening. The wind stayed down. This has got to be a proud moment for you. You look around here. This is the 20th anniversary. You know, how does that make you feel?
This is awesome. It's Mastercraft's 40th anniversary. It's a double anniversary. You know, I'm a big water skier myself, so I've been standing on the dock just soaking it in. I love watching these athletes. I can't imagine being out there at night and hitting it like they are. I was just down there talking to Jarrett Llewellyn, and he said it's like walking around your house at night. Just like put a bag over your head and go. And these guys have got a lot of confidence and so much talent that they can pull it off. But some great skiing out there.
No, absolutely. And we've got some Mastercraft skiers out there, haven't we, John? Who have we got out there today?
Well, Karen Chulov just took it home for the women's slalom. We got Freddie Kruger out there. April Coble-Eller. We've got tremendous great. Marcus just soaked it up out there too. So, I think we're going to be seeing some Mastercraft folks going with some hardware and some big checks too.
No, absolutely. And that's going to make them happy and the crowd happy. I can't believe how many people show up to this event. I think it's fantastic. But, people are just constantly coming in. The crowds are getting bigger and bigger. And have you noticed every year that this is growing as an event?
It has. We've been asking for a pro tournament at Disney for years. And we finally found a group that was able to pull it together, and so we were able to bring it down here. Disney's been great to work with. So, tell you what, with a crowd like this, you might give up wakeboarding for skiing, huh?
John, I'm having a good time. We don't want to push it, no. Then you'll fire me anyway, because that'd be terrible. That would be no good.
No, you're too good in wakeboarding. We need that too. But I tell you what, it's it's great for the sport of water skiing. There's people out here I'm sure just never have seen it. Not competitive water skiing anyway. They're going to dinner, having a nice night out, and it's a great show for them. And we got the whole industry here. Down the beach here, there's thousands of people, and they're all excited to be here. It's just something, the industry needed a shot in the arm. So.
Well, absolutely, and he keeps Mastercraft out there leading the way. So, excellent. Thank you so much for joining me, John.
All right, thanks, Will. Good night, everybody.
So we got Drew Roski.
Thank you.
Coming back in. I don't know. He ups up a lot. What do you think? Does that look like 35 or 38 to you?
Yeah, it does look like 35 to me, Mike. But Drew is notorious for that, as was Andy Mapple for skipping the second pass, the 35 off, and going straight to the 38 off. I've been skiing against Drew. We both enrolled in college the same week. And so we grew up across town over here in Orlando. He was a Rollins boy, and I was a UCF guy, and it was really cool. We went to our first collegiate tournament together, and
we've been on the water battles.
Yeah, exactly. We've been battling out for 20 years now, exactly.
Yeah, and Drew seems to be pretty happy with the way things are going. He, getting into this 6-man final at the U.S. Open. I was talking to him the other day, and he said, when I'm feeling good, he said, I think I can, hang with anybody out there. And he's feeling good right now. Those last 2 passes didn't look too bad, actually. So, he's a hometown boy, lives, not even 3 miles from here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as do Jody Fisher and Freddie Kruger. Yeah, a lot of pro guys have just literally 8 minutes from the lake here. So Drew's whole family's here. He's a Canadian, and I know there's lots of Canadians walking around the shoreline here. I already saw them, Mike.
So they've got that little added pressure of, a hometown boy does well. So he's coming back here at 38 off.
Yeah, Drewby's is a really tall guy, like quite a few of the skiers are, but he's exceptionally tall. He's probably 6'5", so he can really use his reach to his advantage. He gets his ski up going, and then he's got a lot of reach and a lot of arc off the second wake.
He's hooking up good on one. He's looking pretty good. Let's go, Drewby. Whoa, that wasn't good.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like he got an okay start, but he was really slow coming off ball 2. And then the backside of that ball 3, Mike, is really rough. It's a really brutal part of the lake.
And that's what got him there. I mean, he wasn't the earliest he could be, but at 38 he should be okay. But he just got into a few of those bumps right there. Well, that wasn't a good fall either.
Yeah, no, I know.
He's not gonna be happy with that.
No, he really is, because he's longing to make this U.S. Open final. Yeah. He's been like 10 years since he's been in one, and I know he'd like to do way better. But hey, I know he's happy. His family's here.
Well, what do we got going on over there? We've got a Rasta man over there with Miss Will. Be careful with that guy. That's the legend, MB.
Hey, we got a legend out here. I like these. Do you wash them? Good. That's right. We can get a bit closer now. Marcus, how'd you get there today? I mean, we were just talking to John there from Mastercraft. He mentioned you, one of his skiers. He's very proud of you guys. How does it feel to be out there tonight?
That's amazing. Disney's amazing. Mastercraft has done a phenomenal job with the events throughout the year, this being their capstone event. They put a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort into this season. And this U.S. Open is amazing. Here at Disney, under the lights, with the water being a little bit tougher out there, the boys are having a challenge. I was just stoked to get through my first couple passes and then give it a go at 39.
Are you happy with how it went?
Not completely content. I wish I could have got through the whole 39 pass and had to go at 41. It's going to take something at 41 off to win the event, I'm pretty sure.
Is that purely down to conditions we're talking about, Marcus? I mean, like we said, it is dark out there. It's very dark out there, and that's got to be sort of hindering most of the top skiers.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I don't know if you ride at night, but it feels faster when it's night, when it's dark. And it adds a new element to the sport. And, we have enough going on out there as it is. Everything happens so quickly. Nighttime, it's just a whole different ballgame. We don't practice in it as much, and it's survival out there.
Well, I mean, I've heard Mike there talk about, muscle memory a lot, essentially going on that. I mean, skiing is a lot about rhythm. So is that what you're relying on when you're out there, just the rhythm, the familiarity of what you're doing?
Yeah, I try to actually visualize my home site before I go out each time, approach each pass, and I try to keep things simple so that when I go out there, I'm focused, I'm in the zone. I don't hear the announcing, I don't see the lights, I don't see the rollers, I don't hear the crowd. So
this is a mental game you're talking about, Marcus.
Yeah, it's pretty hardcore. That's why it's so fun. That's why it's addicting. But just a great event. Stoked to be a part of it.
Excellent. Well, I think we've still got some skiers on the water, so we'll see where you sort of end up in the lineup there. But we wish you luck with everything, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Will. Appreciate it.
So, Wade, we got a few questions here. They're asking about Nick and what Nick's skiing on. I actually don't know. He's skiing on a good, but they're asking if he's on a 64 good. He was at the World Championships, but I'm not sure if
he's definitely on a good prototype.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but he's definitely on a prototype. He's had a fabulous season. Those of us that are pros like myself, we know about him. He's just a huge kid. He must be 6'5". He's probably 205 pounds. Looks like a linebacker or a strong safety in football. And he's really quick and he's really light on his ski. And he's riding this prototype deal, and he's won 2 big major events in Europe this summer, Mike, the Princess Pro-Am. As you know, it's a fabulous event in London. He also won an event in just outside Paris. And so whatever he's got going on, he's jamming. It's working.
But it is interesting. He is a big boy, a big, strong boy. But he can still stay light on the line like you're talking about. So, Scott, to answer your question, I know he was on one when he was over in Europe, but we're not sure what he's on right now. We know it's a good. And then Troy wants to know what's going to win men's jump. I already know that. I don't know. Do you know what it's going to take? I'll give it to you within a foot. For a beer.
225.
For a beer?
Yeah, why not?
225 is 68.6 meters. I'm going to go Ooh, Freddie's top seed. Jarrett's going to put one out there. I'm going to say that you're a little bit short. 227. 4 beer. Okay, we got Nick coming back in at 35 off.
Yeah, if you wanted to be a slalom skier, you'd want to be born like this guy. Just,
Whoa,
he's in trouble.
Boy, that's going to be the big strong
Come on,
boy
Nick.
now.
Yeah, hang in there. Yeah.
Things are good when you're big and strong and you have a 4-buoy course.
Yeah, exactly. When you're 6'5" and you're as strong as this guy is, it looks like you wear shoulder pads. It is really unbelievable, his strength. And I talked about him being really light, Mike. He rides a ski like Marcus is kind of a small guy. He's like 5'10", 180 pounds. And this guy looks like a basketball or volleyball player, and so it's kind of a different. Athlete we're talking about here from one to the other. Terry Winter, Marcus's training partner, same deal. He's 5'10". Yeah, he was fired up. He knew he almost blew that.
Do you feel your back coming out of 2-ball when he comes out of 2 like that?
Well, yeah, when you get on your back foot like that, you certainly feel your back. Yeah, you'd rather not, but unfortunately, that's the way it is.
Well, we've got Will over there with a good Canadian boy and one heck of a hockey player, Drew Ross.
Oh, I didn't know about the hockey. We were just having a chat, Mike, and I didn't know about the hockey. But we were talking about his skiing. Drew, you don't seem overly happy with how that went. I mean, you're lying in third at the moment. I think that's pretty good.
Oh, no, I mean, it's not going to stand up. Marcus and Timo have put up a couple of good scores, and, there's obviously a few top guys left. But, I feel like I skied really well out there, and it's challenging. It's bumpy. It's visibility is tough. And, the only thing I'm disappointed with is that I think I underestimated how important it was to be safe. It's only a 4-ball course, and I'm like, why was I pushing 3-ball, Why did I push the turn on 3-ball?
Are you thinking that because of the conditions that we're given here tonight, given that it is tonight and it's dark?
Well, for sure it's challenging. I mean, it's bumpier out there than your eyes can pick up. And so there's a lot of just sort of innate balance involved and a lot of strategy, too, in dealing with a 4-ball course. So it's, I can take something from it. It was learning. And, overall, I'm pretty happy. I was aggressive. I think I was skiing well. It could have been my day.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, presumably this is not your first U.S. Open here, Drew. You've done this before.
Wait, my hair's wet. You can't see gray now, can you?
No, actually, a little patch on. No, you done it before?
I'm all right, but yeah, no, I've done a lot of these. It's always challenging. The whole field's great, and kudos to Mastercraft for pulling together a great event here at Disney, Walt Disney World. Just a great venue. So I'll be back, and I'll always be trying for more.
Well, we hope you will be back, and we hope to see you again when you come back. Thank you very much.
Well, I think Nick Parsons just pulled a Drew Ross. Same exact thing. I thought it was a replay, actually.
Yeah, exactly. You said it, Mike. Nick went down in exactly the same spot as Drew did. It's really rough on the backside of that 3-ball. And you just heard Drew say that he was impatient. He pushed it. He knew as a 4-buoy course, he knew strategy was involved. And yet, the nerves and sort of the magnitude of the event, they got the best of him. He just sit there and owned it. And, that's the way you learn. You learn from your mistakes that way. You do go ahead and own it and go home and go, wow, I kind of blew that. And you think about it because you don't want to do that in the same spot again. And we watched Nick go out and do this exactly the same thing that Drew just did. So maybe they're creating a bit of a hole out there in the lake.
Well, I'll tell you what's looking more impressive is Timo. The rookie is out there and puts up a big score. MB's got that big score. So we got Willie and we got Jamie. And
I think Mike, what we're really missing is Marcus almost got that half a buoy.
Yeah.
He almost got it around 3. And right now, if he did, that would put him in the lead and also on the podium with 2 guys left.
That's a big judgment call. And I mean, if you look back at it now, I think MB would have thrown the feet a little harder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's one of those second-guess things when you're out there. Right now, we have Will Asher getting in the water. We're going to have his brother, Tom Asher, in a few minutes in the jump final. I think this is the first time they both made the finals at a major event like this together.
Oh, it's and it's real. The family that they come from. Mike Hazelwood, uncle, Jill and Adie, mom and dad, their grandfather, Morris, they built this beautiful site, the Hazelwood Trading Center in Lincoln, in England, for these guys to train at. And it looks like all that hard work the family has put into it is paying off, both boys in the finals. And to make the finals is, a tough one. So, Willie's happy right now. He likes.
Yeah, he really is. He's such a great kid, Mike. He just graduated college. He's such a likable guy to hang around, and he's so focused. In a way, he reminds me of like myself and Andy Mapple combination. A little bit of both of us, and I couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I wish the best for him. He deserves everything he gets because he works so bloody hard.
And he skied so well in training going into the Worlds, goes to the World Championships, just was spot on in the qualifying round and missed his gates in the finals.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate deal. He missed his gates, and that's part of the deal. I guess in golf, it's like missing a 2-foot putt. It's like, man, you do it every day, and how could it happen here? But it did, and he was the defending world champion and defending Masters champion as well. So yeah, he had a lot on the line, and I know he's disappointed. So I think he's going to bring out some anger right here tonight, Mike.
Oh. It's going to be fun to see. What's going to go on. I mean, hopefully he's going to get through that 38 pass. But what's he going to be bringing to the table? And knowing Will doesn't look at a score; he just goes. And he can run some serious stuff.
Yeah, here he is, 35. He's looking nice and clean. He's scouted this course. He's made the last three. This is third year in a row here at Disney. He's made all three finals, so he really knows this lake. He really knows what to expect out here. The water's really warm. It's soupy. He knows that. He's finished second 2 years in a row. I think he and Jamie, our top seed here, have finished second 2 years in a row to Chris Parrish. Chris Parrish is not in the final here now, so it's really wide open to the two runner-up the last 2 years.
And Willie ran three at 41 to get here, and then big score. Jamie ran 4. So Willie knows that Jamie's got a buoy or 2 on him. So, it's going to be. I think it's going to be Willie going down the line. I mean, watching this guy in practice, and he trains in bumpy water, not this bumpy, but bumpy. So he knows where he's at when the lake starts rolling up.
Well, and he rides his ski. He and Jamie, who's next, they both ride their skis so well. It's like watching a snowboarder or a surfer ride their equipment, and they're really letting the ski flow with the conditions, and they already have the natural athletic ability, and they already have the technical knowledge, but their innate ability on the water is really quite impressive.
So he's back at 38. Oh, Willie.
Yeah, he did that like a seasoned vet.
Attaboy.
He didn't have a fabulous ball 2, but he got over to ball 3. You could really see him being cautious and really riding the ski back in. I was just saying that, and he just did a fabulous job of that.
Now it's going to be interesting. Now we have a guy, who's sitting there, just ran his 38, knows that 2 is going to put him in a runoff. If he goes for 2, but 2 is he's like you with 2 balls.
It's hit or miss.
The big 2, he can crank that thing. So if he comes out of 1 with any type of a tight line, he's coming to his safety turn.
Yeah, and I really think that if he gets out of 2, that he's going to make it, Mike. And that would be awesome. With Jamie left on the dock, now. I think Willie, in his mind, he knows, hey man, this is really my deal. I'm second seed. I've done the 32, 35, 38. I did the work. I made it through qualifying. Here we are. he gets a free go. It's a hall pass.
And he's confident. Right?
Yeah, he is. He's confident.
Comfortable with his ski. Everything's right. He's ready to go.
Exactly. The worst he's going to get, he's already in the final. He's already run 38. So I think he's going to be free swinging at this.
You think he's thinking about going through those 2 red dots out there? I bet you should have.
Well, he might have a little thought about the gates. I tell you that. After the last couple weeks he's had missing the gates.
Let's go, Willie. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh, Willie.
Yeah, you know he had an average start at 1. You can see the tip come up. He really didn't get out of 1 like he wanted to. And yeah, you see him kind of break. His left shoulder was down low, and then he really went for it here. He wanted it, and he got the ski over the rope, which is a sign of impatience, Mike. He had his right shoulder down again, and I know he wanted a lot more than that, Mike. I know he wanted to run it.
You know what that means? That means Timo's definitely on the podium.
Well, we got Timo and we got Marcus Brown here.
But with seating, Timo takes that spot.
We need a rules clarification because we need to know if our rules guys can help us out. We got Thomas and Marcus both tied with 2 at 39. We know they had differing qualifying scores. We're watching Jamie getting ready to go in. It's the last guy. He's going to hopping off the dock here, 32 off. Mike.
Any piece of 3-ball gives them the
yeah, I think this is right in his hands now. I think really this is he's in the driver's seat.
If I understand the ruling right, the seating goes to break a tie. So that gives Timo, depending on what Jamie does here, Timo could actually...
Well, I think they'll be in a runoff, though, Mike. But we're going to have to figure this out.
Yeah, first it would be a runoff.
It'd be a runoff. Yeah. Hey, Mike,
this is what it's all about.
Yeah, this is very cool. This is very cool.
Where's Jamie, the magician?
You know, Mike, I've been in this same situation. We're watching Jamie here, 32 off. When you're sitting in the top seat in a major event, and you're the last one out, and the score isn't that big.
Yeah.
It's not like it's 2 at 41 or 2.5 at 41. We're talking 2 at 39. This is a fairly pedestrian score.
Pedestrian score.
You know, yeah, exactly. But we expected 2 or 3 of the guys to get through 39, and they didn't. And I think they've left the door wide open. And I know at this point he's thinking, "Wow, man, I need to tone the nerves down. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're not at 39 yet. Go through the motions. Stay on your ski." Still got to run 35 and 38. Yeah, look, he's all fired up. I tell you,
he's got the mule kick going on.
He is charged up like Tiger Woods is coming in on the 18th, man. He try not to hit it on the back of the green. Exactly. He is all fired up. I'm telling you.
So, Will, what do you think of what's going on out there?
Apparently, if we're coming down to first place, they have a ski off. If it's not for first place at the drawers, then they just essentially end up in drawn positions. So I know that obviously because, of my experience here at the US Open with water skiing, so I just thought I'd let you know that.
That a girl. I knew you would be the one to answer that question.
If you were going to ask anyone, right, you want to ask me. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, we got Jamie coming back in. This is the guy you want to watch because this guy runs it as clean and easy as Wade used to do it.
Well, what's really unique about Jamie, this guy is a world-class athlete at snow skiing. He goes up and skis at these extreme competitions where you hike up the side of a mountain and you drop off cliffs, basically. And he is unbelievable on his feet. I've gone mountain biking with him. I've gone road biking with him. He's a phenomenal athlete. His cardiovascular strength is just unbelievable, comparable to Andy Mapple. And then his cat-like ability to stay on the ski, Mike, is just second to none.
I wonder how much, obviously to ski at that level, snow skiing, you really understand your edges. I wonder how much that helps him here with all this bumpy water because you can't run, once you get out there, you can't let your ski run the way you can let it run in.
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge advantage for him. I mean, this is like skiing. They call it corn and snow skiing. It's like bumpy, frozen conditions, and your ski's going to be riding up and down. And he's like, hey, it's just another powder day, and it's no big deal. It's just I skied a lot with Carl Roberts when I was young, and he said the same. We used to practice no matter how hard the wind was blowing, whatever. He's like, hey, go out and do it. If you do it in this, you didn't do it anywhere. So I was sort of taught from him to go out and be able to ride in conditions just like this.
Jamie Beauchesne at the must-make pass. We're sitting on 2 2s and a 1.5. That is our podium right now.
Well, here comes Jamie.
So he's coming back at 30.
I think he's feeling pretty comfortable right now. He knows if he gets through this one, things get a lot easier.
Nothing is guaranteed, as we saw with
to take that gold medal.
That's right. Now here comes Jamie coming in the course 38. Watch how intense he is. Watch his upper body so still.
Yeah, he's got this in the bag. Yeah, no problem.
Can he make it over?
Oh yeah, you see Jamie. He's like one. Wow,
That was
yeah.
sweet 1, 2, 3, and then I think he did it. Do you think he did it for the crowd?
I don't know. It almost looked like he was going for a grab there, Mike.
I think a grab would have made him a little more stable on that.
It's a good trick in itself right there.
Let's see what he does here. So he's early at 3.
But this is it.
Moves in on it.
Run off at 2 between Marcus Brown.
Whoa.
Yeah, he just got a little double up there. You know, he came off the second wake and he caught a little roller. And
That
you know,
is what it is.
Yeah, he just got a little double up. Yeah.
That's that edge control.
All right.
Well, this is it. This is for the win right here.
Down there, you know, he always will visualize.
Yeah.
The lefty, one-handed game.
Yeah, I really think you know
He's got his
right
onside
here.
turn
Yeah,
on one. All he's
I
got to
think
do
he's
is
got it. Yeah.
he's got to be patient on 2-ball, and he's got the win.
He might be thinking about that too. Dude, that Bob Marley shirt I bought is pretty cool. I think I'm going to wear it after this event.
Knowing him, he's
Hey, we got Will Astor here looking anxiously on. He knows he left a little on the table.
this belt, the check, the title.
But he still wants to watch Jamie. You know, here he comes. 39. This is it.
So where's his head at right now? Is his head at just being patient on one ball?
Just staying on his ski, Mike. You know, he just needs to stay on his ski and ride the speed, and I think he'll have it.
All the way through 39.5 off.
Yeah.
Slow start.
Jamie.
Oh, what a huge surprise!
We have a runoff, boys.
Wow.
We have a run off.
Yes, but wow, I really would have given Jamie benefit of the doubt, but he really obviously didn't get a very good start here, Mike.
Whoa. And because he's running up on the boat here, he got it. Normally he's coming in on the back.
Wow, I would have never predicted that, Mike.
Well, we've got a tie with Timo and Marcus for first place, so we're going to have a runoff there.
1.5
And then the third place spot is going to. It looks like it goes to Jamie because
Yeah, it looks like Jamie, and Will Astor will end up fourth. Yeah.
Well, we've got 2 country men down there. We got Will.
Yes,
And we've got another Will. We got 2 Wills down there.
The Will and
From
Will
the same
combo
country.
down
From the
here.
same country.
Will's just been watching Jamie out there. He was watching kind of like, I mean, he's already had his skis, so this was about sort of seeing how it was going out there. Did that surprise you to see Jamie go down there?
Yeah, definitely. You know, Jamie's been ripping up all year, and I know that the conditions are challenging. The crowd kind of puts the nerves on you. They're all going crazy. Everyone's having a good time, and you know, when you ski in front of that many people, it just kind of changes things. You know?
Yeah. No, I bet it does. And I mean, I was rooting for you out there. You know, could give it fellow Brit. Well, I was rooting for you out there, but didn't quite go according to plan tonight.
No, you know, I was going for the win. I got a wicked one, super tight, and I knew I had to throw it down at 2, and I just went for it. And, you know, when you go for it, it leaves, kind of puts you on the edge. It leaves you a little bit of a.
High risk, high reward is what we're talking about, Will, though, yeah. And I believe you live over here now, so you'll be back to training presumably on Monday?
Yeah, definitely. Well, probably back on Monday. We're going to go out tonight, so I'll probably take tomorrow off, and then, back to it Monday, and then over to California next week.
You have a contest lined up there?
Yeah, we have, it's Davos Shores. It's another one of the great slalom events around the world. But nothing compared to this. You know, we're here at Orlando Downtown Disney. Doesn't get any bigger than that.
No, it doesn't. No, I'm surprised we haven't seen Mickey around here yet, but apart from that, we've got crowds. I don't know where he is. I'd send him on his way, but good luck with the contest coming up in California, and thank you very much for joining.
Thank you, Will.
Well, here we go, back with the runoff. We got Marcus Brown underwater, and they're starting at 38 off. And this is a wake-up call. But like Marcus was saying, he's going through it in his head.
Yeah, hey, we got Marcus and Timo here, and these are 2 guys that have
get out the gates at 38.
Marcus has one major title. He won the Muma Masters. So he's looking for his second, and we have Timo here who's never won an international competition. So this is really, really a big deal now.
And Marcus also won the Water Ski Magazine Colt 39.
He did. You're right. Yeah. So this is
got
right
some
up his alley.
experience.
Yep.
I actually spoke to him about it and asked him, what he goes through, and he said it's like was talking to Will about it. It's a mental thing with him. He's going on the water. He's already gone through his 32, it's 35, and then he jumps in the lake. So he goes through the whole mental.
Right, and guys, what's going on here? Because the guy's tied at 39, they're going back out at one pass earlier, and they have to complete this pass, and now Marcus is going to come in at 39. Had they go on to and run a couple of 41, they would have gone out at 39. So they drop back one pass, but you don't get to go out and start at your opening pass again, though, Mike. Yeah, you go out and it's intense right away, and the rope's short, and the boat's going fast,
actually, Carlos from Houston asked how fast the boat is going. It's going 36 for men and 34 for women. And Troy wants to know why they're not using 5 buoys. It's just the lake's not long enough. It's a short
right. We've always just traditionally it's been a 6 buoy course or a 4 buoy course. And that's it.
Well, here we come back at 39. He knows he's got a rookie behind him.
Yeah, he's already got a big score on the board. Good one there. That looks really good. He's in this.
He's in this.
He really is. Yeah, I think he's going to run it. Yeah! Woo! That is very cool. That is awesome.
That was
he just absolutely killed it too. Right from the get-go, he ripped his gate turn in. And then you see you get lots of tip pressure. The ski came around really good for him there.
Look at this 2-ball. He slashes it.
Yeah, once the tip came around there, he knows he's only got to really make one more turn now. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, well good stuff. Yeah.
And Laz from Toronto is asking about, how do these guys decide their rope lengths? They can start at whatever they want, and in training they usually find a spot that they're comfortable with, depending on the winds and stuff like that will determine. A lot of the times they'll try to run their toughest pass into the wind, so they set it up for that. What was your strategy always?
Well, that's it exactly, Mike. It really is if one end has a much better setup than the other, and if it's a head or tailwind, you're walking around on the site beforehand. You walk all the way there in the lake. Like the girls skied earlier. If the guys don't go down and watch them, they're fooling themselves. So I know they're pros. They already walked down and checked it out, so they're already figuring it out. And it's a coin toss eventually. But hey, we got Marcus coming in at 41 here, and
MB, he's got a big smile on his
face. Man. I think these are bonus points, Mike. Right now, I think if he gets 2 or 3 here.
Marcus is going to hang on to one.
Well, I think Timo's got a big call in front of him.
It's a tall order, exactly. 1 of 41. That's a huge score.
That's big skiing. That's bumpy water too.
Yeah, that's big stuff. I think Timo's going to have to dig down deep, Mike. I think that's a big score.
Just think of, like the season that kid is having. Those are the ones you dream about. He's tied for the lead at the U.S. Open against Marcus Brown with guys like Will Asher behind him, Nick Parsons, Jamie Beauchesne.
Yeah, basically Timo has got an issue because he's got to beat all the girls off of him. He's got to train, he's got to go to the lake, he's got to go to the gym, and then he's got to expend a certain amount of energy beating the girls off, at this point.
Timo, I'm happy for that kid.
Yeah, he's a fabulous kid, and we've been waiting on this moment. We saw it earlier this year. He got a second place up at the Swerve, and like you're talking about, he killed it at the World Championships. I think he ended up finishing about 6th or 8th place there. But, he's looking at getting his first major title in the U.S. Open. Wow, what a title it is. This is like a change-your-life title.
And it's funny because he was so pumped in Canada. If you make, I'm pretty sure it's top 16. If you're top 16 in the world, you get carded, which means you get your 2 years of school, and they give you like a monthly salary. So he was just so pumped to do that. Now he's qualified for the U.S. Open. And like yesterday, he came out. We were pulling him wake surfing. He's just screwing around. He's just like living. He's right up there. So you got to be happy for the guy. I mean, he's found a ski that works for him. MB.
Hey, I think Marcus let the dreads go. He may be feeling pretty confident here. You know, he untied it. You know, who knows? You know, he may be sending a signal to Timo. You know, he let the dreads go now.
A funny story for Marcus was at the Worlds in Austria 2 weeks ago. He was all over 39. He had a pretty strong wind blowing, but he was all over it early for 5-ball and just wheelied on it. Tip came up, couldn't get to 6, but was on it. Was so on it. So I'm sure in the back of his head, actually.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You always feel that way. I mean, I know Carl Roberts was notorious for it. Andy Mapple. I know. A lot of events that I lost really badly, I won the next weekend only because I was still so bloody mad that I let that one slip away. And Marcus put the heat on. Yeah, he's not happy. You know, he feels he let it slip away over there.
So you have two different things. You have Marcus who's going like, I'm going to get this thing back underneath me, and then you got Timo that's going, woo wee, I'm here.
Yeah, it's a big deal, man. He's got to go cold 38 off now under the lights here. This is a big deal.
I wonder if he's going to sport that mohawk for the rest of his skiing.
Yeah, he might be setting himself up. Yeah, he might have to keep it.
Developed his style in grove skiing watching videos of Mark.
He could be like my buddy Glenn Plake that wears the mohawk, notoriously, you know.
For the U.S. Open title.
Student versus the teacher. Here he is at 38, Timo Thomas Moore.
Come on, Timo.
His very distinctive style, as we talked about earlier.
Yeah, he's going to clean this up nicely, Mike, you know. Yeah, exactly. Attaboy. It's a big deal. He's got that out of the way, you know, and now he relax a little bit, catch his breath. He's got to come back and knows he's got to clean up 39. So there's no, hey, maybe I'll get, second or third place. He knows he's going to finish first or second now. He knows he's got a free shot at 39 coming up. So, I think he might get it, Mike. What do you? I think he might. If he rips off one of those one balls, I think he might be off and running.
I've known Thomas since I've watched him ski since he's 11 or 12 years old, and from the first time I watched the kid underwater, I knew he's just got that feel. He's an elite hockey player. Plays on my hockey team, of course, but he's just always had what it took. From 12 years old, you could say this kid's
just like watching our buddy Jarrett Llewellyn. It's just unbelievable the hand-eye coordination for some of these guys.
Yeah. And so, can he do it? Yeah, he can do it. And he's in the zone. I mean, it's if he runs 39 and runs that one ball at 41,
I know that there are
he can do it. The skill level is there. Mentally, I don't know.
Yeah, he's young, man. It's tough. I remember being in that situation, and you're going, wow, this is a huge deal. You're trying to overcome the lights and the cameras and, all the festivities.
And I've seen him under pressure, and he can handle it.
Coming in at 39, let's check his one. This is very important to have a big one.
I think that was good, Mike.
Stay down.
Oh, he's at ball 2 again. Yeah, it's a tough deal for him.
A big effort. Second place.
Yeah,
First U.S. Open.
But what a huge deal for Marcus Brown, man. Just an absolutely awesome deal. A Mastercraft guy, an American guy, winning his home championship. It's a huge deal for him.
What's up with these two guys making fun of us over there?
Already fantastic career.
Hey, Mike, you have to endure enough heckling over the years, as long as you and I have done this.
Okay, now if I would have put a betting man and I put those 6 names in front of you, would it have come out that way?
No, never, man. You would have never dreamed it up. I had my money on Will Asher or Jamie Beauchesne for sure. I knew one of those guys was going to take it. They've been tied for second the last 2 years in a row, and but man, we got 2 upstarts come along here. It's just fabulous. Yeah,
it's the cool thing about the U.S. Open. Being at Disney, all the pressure under the lights, you don't know what the water's going to do.
Every sponsor's here,
and everyone's watching these guys, and they know it, and they're all looking for that next shoe company, that next bathing suit company. They know the guys are here watching.
Hey, well, Mike, it's been so much fun. I've really enjoyed it.
Wade,
we got men's jumping coming up. You guys don't go away.
And you listen. The beer tent is off limits. Yeah, I can meet you over there.
Yeah, you hear my throat. I've already been 5 days at this expo and this U.S. Open deal, and it's so much fun for me. I've obviously not been able to compete in this deal, but it's a huge deal. I competed in the first U.S. Open in 1987.
No way.
Yeah, it's the 20th anniversary, so this is a huge deal for me. It's really fun just to be here.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's always a pleasure to work with you on these things, and I've seen you from when you were 12, 13 years old watching all this stuff. So it's great to see, listen to what you see as you're watching all this stuff. So
thanks so much. You have a good night, Mike.
That's it. Thanks, Wade. It was a pleasure.
They actually wear a belt around their waist that has a loop.
So we got Will.
So when they're cutting through the weights, it's an aid to help them hold on to the handle and not let the boat pull the handle away from them.
We've tracked him down. Will, you know that guy we were looking for?
Right around 34 miles an hour.
We've tracked him down, and he's got something really interesting here.
The boat is now going just a bit over 35 and 58 kilometers per hour. It ends up being 35.4, I believe, in miles per hour. The ramp being raised up 6 full inches. We are at a full 6 feet on that ramp. All these men's jumpers capable of jumping over.
Mike, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
I lost you there for a minute, Mike.
There.
Sorry. So how come? Hang on a second. Who have you got there with you now? Is that Andy? Because I asked him to come and show me what he was carrying around earlier, and he didn't. He refused to.
It's top secret.
What is it?
It's top secret. He's up here showing me.
Why didn't he show me? Is it bad?
No, it's really good. Actually.
Oh, really?
It's really good. It's I think this is a project that Andy's been working on. How long have you been working on it, Andy?
I think for the last couple of years we've been working on new boots. Water ski bindings have been the same for 30 some odd years. I went through my career and I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but I used the exact same boot for 23 years.
I know. I used to make fun of you with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, so obviously, you've been involved with so many different ski designs, and now the radar ski. You got to be pretty proud of Timo out there.
I tell you what, Timo did great. I mean, he must just have been just on cloud 9. One, I knew he was just to be out here to get to this, and for him to do that, and on his radar, and radar gets on the podium. I mean, that's awesome for us.
It's fun just to see that young blood. I mean, he's found a ski that works. I mean, and I think that's interesting for the people to know. I mean, for example, Will Esch is really comfortable around now. When you find a ski that works, it's half the game. Timo's found that, and now you can just go out and go through the movements.
I mean, that's it. You don't have to worry. You're not worried, trying to find a setup or a fin deal every weekend, or coming to a site like here at Disney at the U.S. Open, it's rolling. It's challenging conditions, but he knows his ski. He knows. So all he's doing is making the adjustments himself, and he knows how his ski is going to respond to those adjustments. And that's what really makes, the guys who are going to win weekend in, weekend out are the ones who can go anywhere, and they're the ones making the adjustments rather than trying to have to change the ski every time.
Well, let's get back to this thing you've been carrying around here. So this is the new radar boot, and I mean, it's going to change the way people stand on their slalom skis. I mean, you've gone from, like you said, 20 odd years of using a rubber boot, and now you've gone to the extreme.
Yeah, and what it is, I mean, now we've seen a lot of the last few years in our sport, a lot of guys going to basically a rollerblade boot, fastened onto a plate, and they're able to kind of do that. But you've got to have some kind of release system to what that is. And a release system, is always tough. But for me, I tried the hard shell boots, and what was happening was, I'd get too straight upright. I'd kind of be there. I wouldn't be able to kind of get a feel for what was going on. My rubber boot would allow my legs to kind of move out and not react my ski so early. So basically what we built a hybrid.
And it was the thought behind the whole boot was behind the support, because everyone liked the feel of. People knew a hard shell boot. I mean, the first time I tried it was a little bit weird, but I could ski better with it. But I was just afraid to use it all the time. I didn't want to bust myself up.
No, there's a lot of great things to that. A lot of great support and how it fits. So what we built really a hybrid of it, that the inside of all this boot is a hard plastic inside, but the top allows for the top part of the leg to be able to move but keep the foot and keep that low end lateral support and keep it going. And we have a completely full moldable removable liner that, just like in the snow ski world, you can take this liner, heat mold it to your foot so it fits it really fits like a glove.
So you're getting a true custom fit to your boot, more like what the snow ski world is doing, but also with like last year, Ronix Wakeboards came out with their heat moldable Intuition liners, and it changed the way you stood on a wakeboard.
And that's what we've done. I kind of, from that technology to be able to see some of that, and obviously, wakeboard boots are bigger and kind of where we're at. So we wanted more of the snow ski boot kind of look, the narrower, more streamlined look. But we know from the technology that Ronix came out with and what they built, and we know that they worked. They got through the poundings of the wakeboard world, so we knew the technology we had was going to work real well, in the water ski aspect.
What so like the big questions I think that everyone's going to have is, how hard is it going to be for me to change from my rubber boot to this boot?
We've thrown them out there at people from all different levels, from the pros, and our radar team tested them, and we've thrown them out there at people beginning the slalom course or wherever, whether you come from a rubber boot or a hard shell. We've had like a 99.9% success rate of people getting on these and being able to go ski. If I put a hard shell on my ski, it takes me a few sets to even really get anywhere close to what I feel I can run with a ski, because it's a big adjustment. These, it's real easy to adjust to. I mean, they're just, it's just real comfortable. The whole plate, you can kind of like adjust the rear boot, you can get it to where you want. It's all one piece. It's a one-piece unit.
So you can cant it, you can move it all over the place, and the whole patterns work on all the skis.
This particular plate, it's anchored in the middle, and the front and back are free floating where they're screwed in. But on the back, which is where a lot of the manufacturers have different hole pattern, this will fit on anybody's ski that has insert pattern.
Now, what happens as far as coming out of these things?
Well, for me, I mean, everybody's different. Coming out of a binding, everybody's going to be different. Everybody's feet. For me, I can come out of this boot easier than I could come out of my rubber boot. Because what happens is when you kind of take a fall, for me, and what's happened to me, is your foot stays in the liner. So when you come out, your foot and the whole liner and everything actually comes out. We've actually got kind of different materials on the back here that work with the TPU on the back of here. So it actually gives here, Is it going to be that way for everybody? Every boot's different. You can take a rubber boot and things can happen. We're in a sport that things are happening fast. We get things going on. For me personally, I'm totally comfortable to be able to put this, because I only use a rear kicker. I'm totally comfortable to have this on the front and know that if I take a fall, I'm going to have absolutely no problems.
It was interesting watching a lot of, when I was watching a lot of the demos with dealers, and Rossi went out today, strapped it on, and ran 39. I think that answered a lot of questions to a lot of people. How much is it going to take to get used to?
And here's a guy who's, so long as I've seen Rossi competing in tournaments, he's a double hard shell guy.
Yeah.
I have never seen Rossi ski rubber boots.
Yeah.
He's double hard shell. Rossi's really particular about his equipment, more than anybody else. I've got to work with him over the last year or so. Very, very particular. And for him to throw his feet in here, strap him up and go run 39, even on it that wasn't actually his ski either. It was a radar ski, but it was another one. Just tells us about the boots. Timo's been testing them. Trent's been testing them. These are all hardshell guys coming to these. And then you've got people like myself and Matt Reaney, guys who come in from the rubber boots, coming the other way. So I think we've really got a really good marriage on the boot.
I actually think it's going to change the way you stand on a ski, and it's going to allow us to play around with ski designs, because it's going to allow us to get better edge controls of the ski.
And that's what it is. It's different that we don't have to be so high up the leg on the boot on a water ski, because we're on a flat plane. It's more about control.
And we don't need a rollerblade on our water skis.
Now, I think the rollerblade days on water skis, I think are at the end, I think.